Yes, sir. Back with another banger. Ooh, let's get it. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Stills, and this another edition of Kicks with Soul, where the slogan is every shoe is just a shoe until you put your soul into it. And today we have track number 9 for the volume 1 of Soundtrack to My Life, sponsored by your one and only boy Stills. So this is where we just take kicks. We take 10 tracks and we're going to do 10 tracks and we're going to talk about the soundtrack to my life. And if you've been following, we've been keeping up, man. We've been cooking. But we have a very, very special one. The last two is very special one, but this one is the only shoe that is from the 89 to the 90s. And it's kind of weird, right? Because I'm an 87 baby. So I know pretty much people like, how did you like an 89 shoe? Without further ado, let's take a little story down. Take a little trip down memory lane. This is the Nike Air Tech Challenge 2 in the hot lava colorway. If you know anything about me, this is my favorite shoe of all time. My bruh, his friends, they were always like my role models, you know what I'm saying? And I remember Kenny had a pair of these, man. And Kenny, I didn't know if they were always old. So when I probably seen them, probably like 94, 95-ish, I was able to understand, but I didn't know whose shoe this was. Now, when I found out whose shoe this was, I found out the shoe off of Sports Illustrated for Kids. And they were doing an article of August Agassi, and they had his card. And I remember in the front of Sports Illustrated, they used to always have trading cards. And for something about our 90s kids, they showed us who our icons was. Like I didn't play hockey, but you knew Wayne Gretzky. And you know that other guy too, bald-headed guy. I forgot his name. But you didn't do golf, you knew Tiger Woods. You know what I mean? You knew Phil Nicholson. If you didn't do, of course, football, we had Bruce Smith, Joe Montana, Dan Marino, Junior Seau, all those guys. Basketball, you had plethora of people. Tennis, we had Venus Serena Williams, Roy McIlroy, but the coolest of them all was this guy named August. I used to call him Agagis. I didn't know how to say his name, but August. One thing about him, he was like a rock and roll guy. You know, the guy that I remember finding, like paying attention to, he changed. I think he was more bald, and he used to wear like the bandanas with the cool sunglasses. That's like 2000, 97, 98. But he was still already that guy, you know what I'm saying? So I had to do my research on him. So when I first seen this shoe, it was like in the closet, didn't really pay attention to it. I started paying attention to the commercials. It wasn't even this commercial. I was too young. Be honest with y'all, man. My first commercial that I remember, like, oh, that's Andre Agassi. It was I don't know the person, but they were in New York City or in some kind of like busy intersection, and they taped off the street and they was playing tennis. And I was able to say, oh, I know who that is. But the shoe this shoe right here actually had a commercial for its own. And I want to say it was with him and Roy McIlroy playing tennis anyway. But, August had a couple nice joints. The one I also remember was the Red Hot Chili Peppers one. And they were, like, going crazy. And he was, like, basically, like, on the, like, performance stage. And they were playing the band. And he was, boom, playing tennis and stuff like that. But I actually had this shoe. I had this shoe from like a mom and pop store. It wasn't Foot Locker, it wasn't Champs, and this shoe was like $26, and it was kind of used, but I remember it looked just like this almost. I just remember this being one of the most comfortable shoes I ever had. You know what I'm saying? I used to tie them all the way. It's funny that they made the relaunch look like this because my shoe wasn't a nice shoe. Never wore it out. It was a play shoe. I remember getting it, like I say, it was like in a bin. It wasn't in like, I didn't have a shoe box. If y'all remember them days, y'all know what I'm talking about. They used to have the bins, and they used to have socks in the bins. They used to have t-shirts in the bins. They used to have like champion, like not the jerseys, but the blank jerseys. Like just like maybe for instance, a Charlotte Hornets champion logo, blank. You know what I'm saying? And we used to get like the shorts to match some shoes or maybe just a jersey. I never bought the whole set, but I remember obviously picking up like the red, white, and blue. I think it was a Washington Bullets one. I had that one with no number and no jersey. But yeah, I bought these out the bin. And the reason why I picked them because I remember Kenny had them and I wanted to be like cool like my brother. I always thought anything they did was cool. So that's the reason why I actually like this. Now, he got a bunch of tech challenges. This is actually the second one, but this is the one that caught my attention as a little kid. Then when I was able to have it, I beat this shoe down till it was talking, and I don't even remember like getting rid of the shoe. It probably just got thrown away by my mom or just moved. Like I said, it wasn't like a fresh brand new shoe. It was always used, and like I said, I got it out the bin, and I just was like feeling the texture, like the neons. And if you know anything about him, he was pushing the limit. Like the Andre that I remember, like I say, the bald headed, he had the bald. He didn't have his long hair. So when I used to look in the Sports Illustrated, look at the articles and see that he was like rock and roll, pushing the limit, I like that. You know what I'm saying? Roy McIlroy was cool too. But Roy was more of a cause I watched his little documentary. Roy was more arrogant, you know, loud, obnoxious. That was the wrong call, slamming his thing. Andre was more cool, just like rock and roll cool. Even when you seen him, I don't know, maybe he was Australian. He was American because he played for the tennis. I think he was with our tennis team. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. Like y'all know, I be going off the top. This is soundtrack to my life. So we come on here, we just talk. You know what I'm saying? We just kick it. Well, what these shoes mean to us and what attachment do we got with these shoes? Now, I always thought Andre was like more of like, you know, the rock and roll, bringing the rock and roll. All right, how can I put this? Andre for tennis was what Iverson was for basketball. You know what I mean? Except, ain't no except, because Iverson was one of the best. You know what I'm saying? Andre was clearly one of the best. He had a Nike contract. And believe it or not, he got some fire other models. You know what I'm saying? Probably some that I think look better. But this will always be an attachment to me. And if you think I'm playing, you can check the logo. You know what I'm saying? I don't just pick the logo because it was a good shoe. It's always been attachment to me, this colorway. So the funny story was when this shoe came back out, it was a Quick Strike. I didn't know about no Quick Strike. This was the first year I got into collecting. So when I seen this, it was like, I still remember, it was a little bit before the Dion DT96 came out, because I remember getting those, and those were kind of hard. Not extremely hard, but these, I didn't pay attention how hard it was because I got a 12.5, and this size is going for like $1,200 right now. And you'll be like, yeah, right, but I don't know why. But I do believe there was like 2,500 on Sneakers app. It was a crazy number. It was a crazy number that I was so naive that I think that helped me get it, because I hit this on sneakers. I hit nothing on sneakers. Now I got a 12.5 of a Tech Challenge Quick Strike. You know what I'm saying? And when this came out, obviously everybody missed it. And there's a lot of people that wanted this shoe due to it being such a nostalgic feel and such a classic 90s shoe. It's my favorite shoe of all time, man. You know, my Jordan is a different category, but shoe, it's my favorite Nike of all time. It's not even close. I will wear this shoe every day for a year if I only had one shoe to match. I don't care if I was just gonna rock white, gray, let the pink do the splash. And I ain't wearing no pink every year, but I just wear some gray and white, gray sweatpants and a white t-shirt. That'll be my uniform for the year. You know, very comfortable and get busy. You know what I'm saying? They did release this in the 2000s and 10s, I believe. And you know what's crazy? They were in the outlets. Nobody really cared about them. To the point where I remember picking it up in that box, man. Now, the black ones did look good, but I couldn't get those. But this exactly one, it had no shade. It had no tone, which I did appreciate and like. It was a bright white shoe, hot lava colorway. But look at this shape. That shape was more flat, box front, kind of like how the fives look, you know what I'm saying? And it's a Tinker Hatfield, so if you know, I think Tinker got on the soundtrack. I think Tinker got maybe four designs on the soundtrack to my life. So that should let you know. Oh! Don't drop the shoe. That should let you know how much of I do like that boy. Well, not said that boy. Tinker Hatfield as a creator. I love his designs. Look at that design right there. They just don't make them like that. That takes texture. It's not just one layer of leather and then just some specs. You got this front little rigid side, and then you got that hot lava splatter along with that stitched in front going all the way around. Nice plush toe box, and then you got that nice black little leather, another strip of leather, but it's also going the length of the shoe, stitched in. Got some nice eye stays. You know, that's Tinker's little, that's his signature right there. You know, you keep those eye stays right there like that, flat. Of course, the Nike on the back. Beautiful outsole. And man, listen, those 90s tennis shoes, they just hit different. You know, I don't even know what kind of tennis shoes we have now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they got anybody famous that they market in, if they got anybody that's pushing the limit like him. But I'm pretty sure Andre had some cool rock and roll kids that say, you know what, I want to get into tennis because Andre playing. Like I say, once he got a little older, he still pushed the limit far as his gear. Oh, and that's another thing let's talk about. Me seeing posters and pictures of these like in the 89, in the 90s era. Like I said, I was too young, so I don't really remember. I did a bunch of research after looking and finding out what shoe this was, and like looking in Sports Illustrated books. They always looked and talked about like these era, and I was, man, that lime green, he had a lot, not just with this, but I think he had a mean Tech Challenge appeal line that if you look on eBay now, those things going for like $400, $250 for a shirt, brand new. And if you can get it used, you might get. They still know what they got. If they got it used, it still might be about 150. You know what I mean? But man, they don't make the windbreakers like this no more. My man used to have the headbands. He used to have a little what we wear, the compression shorts with the like a hot lava pink with the jean looking shorts, but it really was like Nike athletic shorts, but it'd be denim look along with the tennis shirt with the, oh man, listen, he's that guy. You know what I'm saying? If you know the 90s, you had to know, like I say, Mike Tyson, Ken Griffey, Tiger Woods, Serena Williams, the wrestlers. You had to know Shawn Michaels, The Rock, Undertaker. You know, it was just such an era to be in, you know what I mean? And this what it is, that what it means to me when I see this shoe. It just makes me feel like I'm, you know, Home Alone, you know, Home Improvement, you know, just watching the old Madden and Pat Summerall talk on the phone, TV. Like, just I can close my eyes and just feel the nostalgic feel of wearing Duckworth jackets and stuff, just playing outside, and just, you know, that's why this shoe is always going to mean very so special. This is track number 9. We got one more track. Might hit y'all with a bonus track too, because I've been looking and I'm like, I don't know. But I might just go on to volume 2 and just kick it with something else. You know, might could just be shoes that I also like. But this is the one. This is the one. Volume 1 is very special. This is the only shoe, like I say, the only shoe that I had to go back in my lifetime and kind of look and learn about the shoe, because I wasn't around. Like, I remember them like, what do you even know about this shoe? Like, a lot of people now probably be like, all the shoes you got, this is your favorite shoe. Yes, I just told you the reason why. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big nerd. I read, I watch Sports Illustrated. I mean, I watch Sports Center, you know what I mean? And I guess due to him being so cool, it caught my attention. These lava colorways. He had some green, some like lime green colorways. He had just all around cool, fun, express himself with his personality and the good play. So, you know, if he was doing that in the 90s, they was going to market it. You know, you had Michael Johnson with those gold spikes. You know what I mean? You had Marion Jones running fast. You know what I mean? Florence Joyner, you know, I think Florence was a little bit before my time, because I remember when she passed, like in 90, I think when the combine, that's when I heard she. I remember what not grade I was in, but I remember what school I went to. Hearing that when she died and she felt she rolled over in her sleep and stopped breathing. That was also the same year we got Columbine, and that was also the same year I heard Slim Shady. Hi, my name is what? My name is, so that's the soundtrack to my life where you can close your eyes and remember what you was seeing and what you was doing. Now, I'm gonna let y'all get out of here. Y'all please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all like about what I'm doing. Let me know, what some shoes you think you should want to see in the next volume. What you think I should do in the next volume. You know what I'm saying? Also, we got one more track. What y'all think is gonna be? You know what I'm saying? Put it in the chat. What y'all think is gonna be? If you know anything about Stills, soundtrack to my life. Obviously, the first volume was all shoes that personally meant something to me. So, what you think the shoe gonna be? Y'all like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate each and every last one of you guys. Y'all just don't realize how much I do because the momentum is picking up. You can't do things when you think you should want it. You can't be entitled. You know what I'm saying? I had to stand down and just had to keep grinding these videos. But listen, I'm starting to get through them cracks, man. I'm starting to see the momentum. And I just want y'all to just stay along for the ride because I will remember the ones that was there from day one. I will always remember you guys because y'all are the ones that keep me going when I feel like ain't nobody paying attention to me. Ain't nobody watching my videos. But like you say, that entitlement has to leave. You have to enjoy what you're doing. I enjoy getting on here talking, even if I'm talking to two of you guys. I enjoy talking to you too. And I appreciate y'all time because, you can be anywhere in the world. But you right here with me. Y'all have a good one. That's your boy Stills. And this is Kicks with Soul, where the slogan is, every shoe is just a shoe until you put your soul into it. Track number 9, Airtech Challenge 2, Hot Lava Colorway. We out.